Greetings, wherever in the world you are. For some of you, it may be morning, it may be evening, you may be watching this in the afternoon. During this time, you may be reflecting. And some of the thoughts that come into our mind are very simple thoughts. As a result of what I'm feeling, as a result of what I'm experiencing, am I going to opt in or am I going to opt out? What is the fundamental choice that one makes internally in the confines of our mind that brings us to that decision? It could be the skill we have to participate, the will we have to perform, the thrill that emanates for the ability to run the race at all. In this world we are living in right now, the two broad cries are equality and justice. But there is another word that is being left out in this opt-in, opt-out mindset, and that is the word fairness. Now, I've traveled a good part of the free world, and I've often asked this question to audiences everywhere. Do you want fairness or do you want equality? 99% of the people opt for fairness. Just let me play the game. I have a skill and a will that allows me to want to play. I like the thrill of the ability to play. I understand that there are rules, and I understand your rules. So as a person who wants to opt in, I'm going to use my skill, I'm going to use my will, and I want the fairness that comes with the game that you have already designed, a game that has winners and losers, and as a result, I'm going to participate. That's what fairness is. Fairness is just let me play. Equality, on the other hand, says change the rules so I win. Here what I'm going to do is I'm not going to rely on my God-given skill. I'm not going to rely on my internal drive and desire and my will. But I'm going to relegate myself to the thought patterns of others that begin to conform and control me to say, hey, the deck is stacked against you. You grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, you had the wrong upbringing, your education was not what other people got. Your socioeconomic background imposed on you a set of standards that were not real and were not true. And none of it is your fault. That's why the wise bard once said, I am not responsible for my heritage, but I am accountable for my future. And being accountable requires embracing fairness, embracing the rules. Now, I'm a first-generation immigrant to the United States, but after coming here, I've traveled much of the free world. Every time I show my passport at a place or a country that I deem to visit, I choose to opt in. And when I choose to opt in, along with it comes the rules and regulations of that environment. I cannot go to a border of a country, show them my passport and say, here's where I come from. These are the rules that govern where I come from. So you have to embrace what I bring with me. No, all they have to embrace what you bring with you is your will to participate in the rules they all have. Opting in, opting out. A very simple mental decision. It's a geographical decision. I came to the United States looking for hope. They had rules. Their rules were you spoke in a certain language, and when I did not embrace that lexicon, the vernacular, the punctuation, the enunciation, I felt a little bit of economic void, which simply means that they were nice to me. They accommodated my ability to belong, but they didn't elevate me and give me the desires of my heart just because I was playing there. There are rules. Opting in, opting out. What are the four underlying parameters that kind of govern us during this opting in, opting out exercise? The first is, are you a chooser? Do you choose to opt in or do you choose to opt out? It is a choice. Mary Crowley said, you are free up until the moment of choice, then the choice controls the chooser. Eric Hoffer said, in times of change, it is the learners who will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves beautifully equipped for a world that no longer exists. Earl Loomis said, as individuals, we deny our talents and our abilities because to acknowledge their existence now forces us to use them. So wherever we are in life, whatever the situation is that life has thrown you, I've done prison ministry in my early years, and I remember and I still do it to some degree, but I remember meeting a young man at one of the institutions here close to the city in which I live. And I asked him a question. I said, "What has prison taught you?" He says, one thing I learned was out there I was a prisoner of hope. Here I am a physical prisoner of bars. I found the statement intriguing, so I asked him. He said, "I made a series of choices that landed me here. I do believe some of it was my socioeconomic condition. Some of it was the environment I was raised in. It was rugged, it was violent. And one day I crossed the line. I crossed the line as a choice. I opted in to a situation that I should have opted out. And here I am. But once I got here, I realized out there I was a prisoner of hope. Here I am a physical prisoner." That taught me a lot. See, I was going in there to offer my advice and offer my great solutions for being a motivational speaker, but I learned something from someone in captivity. Much of what we do as part of the New Testament is we learn a lot of lessons from one who was in captivity in the Apostle Paul. See, in captivity, this man figured out that here I am a physical prisoner, but out there I'm a prisoner of hope. When you are in life, when you are living, the choice is, do you opt in, do you opt out? But the first premise is choosing to opt in or opt out. When a situation is presented to us, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Opt out. The second is abusers. The third is viewers. In subsequent times together, I probably will address those, but to keep our missive short and under that 10-minute mark, I want to hang on the first component of opting in as a chooser. What are you choosing every day? My mentor, Zig Ziglar, used to always tell me, Mr. Ziglar was very profound and very direct. Mr. Ziglar always said this. He says, every morning, choose the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive. Inundate your mind with thoughts and processes and ideas that captivate the good within you. Choose the good. He said, psychologists had conclusively proven that the first input into your mind every morning is more powerful than the next 5. What are we letting into our mind? What are you choosing? So the first premise in opting in and opting out is realizing that life is designed to be fair, not equal. Second, once you opt in as a choice, opt in for the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive. Opt out from the negative. Opt out from things that give you a situation that is no win. If it's too good to be true, they said, it probably is. So this week, this month, this year, opt in. Opt in as a chooser. But opt in as a chooser to that which is righteous. Until next time, God bless.